We have been talking about the status of the lawsuit. The lawsuit against the immigration suspension with regard to the diversity visa lottery winners, DV2020. Now we are coming to the most important question people have been asking. Does this ruling, does the judge's decision on the diversity visa 2020 applicable to the DV winners of 2021? In other words, is because the ruling clearly stated that the suspension didn't affect or was not intending to instruct the Department of State and the embassies in general not to issue the visas, so now the visas will be given to the winners of the DV 2020. So the question is, people want to know, if that the decision is the same decision going to be applicable in the DV 2021, meaning the interviews which we were expecting to start by the beginning of January, since the suspension is supposed to end by December 31st. So obviously the interviews are supposed to start in January. Therefore, the interviews, are they supposed to start in October, the beginning of the fiscal year? That is the important question people want to know. So, in order to go to answer that one, I'm going to ask a few things from you. Number one, remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. After subscribing to my YouTube channel, share this video to your colleagues, post it on Instagram, post it on Facebook, share on WhatsApp, on email, on text message, the link. Do anything which can help my channel also to grow. That is what gives me also an energy to keep making videos, despite, for instance, like right now, I'm extremely sick. I'm not getting out of the house. My entire family is extremely sick. So, let's go on now to the main part of this particular video. So, we all know now the decision from the judge, District Court of the Washington, D.C. The judgment was going to overrule, not overrule, to give interpretation of the presidential proclamation, to give interpretation of the suspension or the executive order. And the main argument which was presented among so many other arguments, one among the arguments is the presidential proclamation is focusing on suspending the entry to enter into the United States. The first suspension was April to June for 60 days, and on June 22nd, the new proclamation came into existence, which added also some of non-immigrant visas, so including immigrant and non-immigrant visas, and the suspension went up to December 31st. They might extend or not extend. There is some video I will explain that why they are not going to extend this suspension. There are so many other reasons, but all are related to job market. So let's go to know what was the proclamation, even the title of proclamation. What does proclamation say into the original title? The title of the proclamation, according to the White House, the original one, it says, proclamation suspending entry of aliens who present a risk to the U.S. labor market following the coronavirus outbreak. So this proclamation, the keyword is to enter, the entry. And the keyword is not about, the keyword is not restricting. The keyword is not restricting people to be given the visa. So you'll be given the visa, but you will not be able to enter into America. So those are two things different. And that was also part of the judgment. So now the DV visas are going to be given priority. The DV 2020 winners, they explained the priority, who will start first, the people who were part of the lawsuit, then the people who were having interviews on March, April, and May, and then after that, the other groups will be following from there. Those who didn't have the interview set date yet, they can get their interview date from the KCC. But if that one is supposed to end this end of September, that is the end of the fiscal year, though the judge said if they are not going to finish to issue all the visas, by all, it doesn't mean that if they selected 85,000 people, they are going to give 80,000 people. Let's be clear on this one. The maximum number of visas they can issue is 55,000. And it is only 1 year in the past 10 years where they have given 52,000 visas. Most cases they give 48, 50,000. Very few times I say like 1 year they give 52,000. So not all the time they give exactly 55, but 55 is the maximum. So wherever they reach the maximum limit of the visas, that will be the end of the game. So let's say by the end of September, they are not going to finish. The judge might issue the extension. And here, there are some of the, let me quickly show you something on the phone here. Already, some of the embassies are announcing people to start doing like official, like they are going to do interview. So this is from the U.S. Embassy of Cameroon in Yaoundé. The email says, it was their post onto Twitter. They say, the embassy is now able to resume interviewing diversity visa winners. The deadline remains September 30th, and will interview as many people as possible. The consular session will contact you if you are able to schedule, if they are able to schedule your interview. If you contact them to ask about scheduling, it will slow the process and result into fewer interviews. Thank you for your patience. We are doing our best to save everyone. So for people in Cameroon, the embassy says don't need to contact them. They are going directly to email you and let you know. So that is from Cameroon. But already we have seen the USM, the overall, already the official decision from which I already said, this is from the Department of State Bureau for Consular Affairs, said as of September 4th, 2020, the department will not suspend insurance or deny diversity visas under Presidential Proclamation 10014. The DV2020 visas applications are designated mission critical. They are mission critical. They are supposed to be given higher priority. By law, DV2020 visas cannot be issued after September 30th, 2020. So that's why they are saying they will do whatever it takes to make sure they give you all the visas. So if the proclamation doesn't say that you are not supposed to be given the visa. So we all agree that the proclamation doesn't stop people to be given the visas. That's why the Department of State has communicated with the embassies to start issuing the visas. Because that is not the meaning of the proclamation that you stop giving the visa. Give someone the visa, and to enter into the US, that is a different story. That will be going into suspension. And they gave the link here, and if you go to the link also explain in detail that yes, you can get the visa, but you have to wait until the proclamation ends. And the proclamation ends in December 31st if the president doesn't extend, which I'm sure is not going to extend. So those who are going to get the visas in September, so let's say you are getting in 20 or 30th of September, you have 6 months to come to America. So the first 3 months should be October, November, December. You cannot still travel. Then January, February, March, you can travel to come to America. So basically, if you use the decision of the DV2020, this lawsuit, it means the US embassies will continue to issue the visas for the DV2021 winners. So don't worry at all. In my belief, this is my interpretation, and this is very clear that since the district court in the District of Columbia ruled in Gomez versus Trump that the department must make good faith efforts to expeditiously process and adjudicate the DV2020 diversity visas application by September, that was notwithstanding with the presidential proclamation, that one. Therefore, the DV2020 applicants may be processed in the embassies and consulates where local health conditions allow. So basically, basing on this judgment, you have no authority to stop the visas. Give someone a visa and someone will face the entry suspension. So we'll wait. So if the DV2020 2021 winners, they are supposed to start getting interview on the fiscal year 2022 fiscal year, and the fiscal year 2021 is starting on October 1st. So by that case, from October 1st, the DV2021 winners, we might see them going to the US Embassy, getting the interviews. But you cannot be able to come to America still until the suspension ends. So if I were the DV lottery winner, DV2021, some people who have higher number, let's say like more than 20,000 or 10,000, those people usually they get the interviews from January. So those people have no problem because their 6 months will be from January, February, going 6 months more, the visa to expire. But if you have the visas in October, you have to wait until end of December to start to travel in January or February or before your expiration of your visa once you have been given. So that is, I want to make sure that those who are winners for DV2021, there is a higher chances you will be given the second letter or the second notification from KCC to schedule for your interviews. And you all remember that already the visa bulletin is out. So by visa bulletin is out, they might go ahead and start giving the visa interview before anything else. So that is something you needed to understand is the next phase of what we are waiting, what we have been waiting all this time, that okay, now we are sure the interviews will be starting going forward. So that is something very good. And the good news is for those in DV2020, some of the embassies, they have started reissuing the visas for those that have been expired. So for instance, this is another one. I'm not going to show some personal details, but this is from the embassy of Kenya, US Embassy in Kenya. They are ready to reissue your visa. So someone, the visa expired, so they are going to reissue the visa. I know the embassy in Ghana, they announced it on their Facebook. So those are the things which are very, very good happening right now. So the DV2021 winners, I think it will be good to go. But the DV2020 winners, get your visas and wait for the suspension to end, because suspension is suspension for the entry into the United States of America. So thank you so much, everyone. Remember to share this good news to other people. Goodbye.